So let's test this computer and see if the speakers are actually going to work in the motherfucker this time. I'm going to go ahead and tell y'all I look like shit here lately, and I am 2 seconds away from telling you why. The fucking pure chaos that has gone on for the past 2 months is absolutely fucking uncalled for and absurd. Okay, so for those of you who do not know me, I'm going to go ahead and enlighten you on some of my pet peeves. One in particular is I cannot fucking stand to be lied to. I see straight through that bullshit. Every fucking time. When somebody is lying to me, I can automatically tell that that's what they're doing. I suppose I should elaborate on that a little bit, what I just said about being lied to. My roommate is a month and a half behind on rent. Okay. To be perfectly honest, some of the shit that's gone on for the past month and a half, 2 months, has literally put me into shock. It is 2:17 p.m. on January 26th, 2014. I spoke to my roommate on, and mind you, okay, because this is going to get intense. In November, at some point, I'm sure I've referred to this at one point in my videos, he decided to move his daughter in here. And the stipulation was he would give me an extra $100 a month for rent for her to live here, which is not a significant amount at all, considering the fact that there's water and electricity and all of that shit being used up. And all I've heard since is excuses about just fucking nonsense. At any rate, a month and a half behind on rent. Guess what that means? I can't pay a fucking house payment. I cannot pay the bills. None of those things. I cannot afford the things that I need. Makeup, any of that shit. Okay. Well, I confronted him at the beginning of November and told him that rent needed to be called up. No, that was December that I did that. Because for the month of December, I received $100 for the rent. I couldn't buy anybody any Christmas presents, nothing. My nephew still has no fucking Christmas present for me whatsoever. I've had to be creative and try to think of something. So I gave him some random shit that I had laying around that he's never seen before to make his Christmas a happy one. At any rate, excuse after fucking excuse about why the rent could not be paid. To be perfectly honest, it comes out of complete goddamn laziness. And I'm going to tell you why. All I have heard is that there's a job that can be done, but he didn't want to do it. He would make $300 on it, blah, 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 blah. Sat around watching fucking TV instead of doing the goddamn job, so of course you're not going to be able to pay rent. At any rate, I have never seen such fucking laziness before in my life. Never. Honestly, a week and a half ago, my cable got turned off. Which means I have no fucking phone, no cable internet. I have to walk to the library in the freezing cold because it is January just to get on the fucking internet. No, I should not have to suffer through that as a human being or a landlord. I keep my shit together. And no, this is not acceptable. And it has been brought up numerous times since shit started getting turned off. Last week, they were going to turn my water off. Next week, they're going to turn my fucking electricity off. Not to mention, the natural gas bill is also due. And it's only a matter of time before they turn that off. Okay. So, last week, I bring it to the attention of the fact that the rent needs to be fucking paid. And it needs to be paid before the end of January. And that means in full. The day the goddamn water bill is due, right before they turn the shit off, I ride to the grocery store with this individual, and they tell me that they're not going to have the money to pay the water bill. And I said, I'm not going to fucking continue to suffer through this shit because you can't pay your fucking rent. He's like, well, we'll be without water for 2 weeks. I said, no, we will not be without water for no fucking 2 weeks. There is absolutely no goddamn way on this globe that I'm going to let that happen. And to be perfectly honest, I've used up all my resources as far as borrowing money is concerned. Therefore, the situation needs to be fixed by you because you're the one that has caused this shit to happen. I already have no fucking cable internet. I cannot contact any of my friends or family because I have no fucking phone. I'm not going to continue to suffer through this. If the shit is not paid by the 31st of January, you will be evicted. It's that simple. So, he goes and pawns a television for, a huge television, for $160. Gives me $60 of the money to pay the water bill so the water's not turned off. Where the other fucking $100 went is beyond me. You would think that if you were that far behind on your rent, you would have given me every fucking dime of the money that you had just made. But no. That is not what happened. And still to this day, here it is a week later, I have not seen another fucking dime of money. On Friday of last week, I brought up the fact that on the 31st of January, my electricity will be turned off. And I hear the fucking excuse of, well, if I make $100 this week, you know, I only get paid every 2 weeks. If I make $100 this week, then we'll go ahead and pay it today. Nope. He gets paid every Friday. I still have not seen a fucking dime of any kind. And comes home and is talking about the fact that he doesn't get paid for 2 weeks, but he will pay me every dime on February the 7th. I said no. So I go to my aunt's office and she draws up a fucking eviction notice. Oh well, here comes the fucking sorrow story about that. No, I was like, if you cannot fucking make arrangements to pay this shit by the 31st, or catch it up at some point in the very near future, because I've heard this shit all before. I'm not goddamn going through it no more. Last month in December, when I brought this up, I made it very clear that it needed to be called up the next month, which is this month of January, and it did not fucking happen. I was bullshitted. Beating around the bush doesn't even begin to fucking explain the bullshit that I've gone through with this individual. No, He promised that he would have it caught up this month, and it has not fucking happened. Instead, he's taking money that he has and buying shit for himself. And I'm not going to fucking have that shit when this goddamn rent is late. I'm not doing it. There's $100 floating around somewhere that should be in my hands. At any rate, he says he will catch it up by the 7th of February. Now the eviction notice says that if you do not have it paid by the 31st of January, I'm not having my fucking electricity turned off. And I have no means to pay the shit whatsoever. It ain't gonna happen. Now, who the fuck can live without electricity? That means no heat, when it's going to be 12 degrees outside. I'm not having that shit. It ain't going to fucking happen like that. At any rate, bullshit, bullshit, bullshit is all that I've heard. Here's my point. For those of you who do not know me, I roll my own cigarettes. Okay? Today I'm smoking the last of those. I cannot afford the tobacco. I cannot afford the $3 that it costs to buy the tubes. None of that. Because I have no fucking money. I have applied for jobs left and right. I applied for a job at a few different places. Actually, 2 of them are promising that I should not have to suffer through this when I'm expecting to have rent and have my fucking bills paid and somebody's bullshitting around. And I'm not going to suffer through it. It's that goddamn simple. I have put roommate ads in the newspaper, and of course, I'm telling you what, it is. I would not wish having roommates on my worst fucking enemy. In fact, whenever I do get one of these jobs, which are pretty much guaranteed for me to get, I'm not going to have this. I'm going to have every one of these motherfuckers thrown out here, and I'm going to live by my goddamn self, because I know that shit will be done if that's the case. I won't have to fucking worry about it, and I can put all the blame on myself if something's getting ready to be cut off. Like some utility. At any rate, first of all, I'm furious because I have no cable, which means I have no telephone, which I'm not on the phone very much at all anyhow, but if I want to make a fucking telephone call, I want to be able to do that. I want to get online and talk to my friends, and I can't even fucking do that unless I walk a mile up the goddamn road to the library to get on the fucking computer. At any rate, here is my point. You would think that if you were behind on your rent, the very fucking least that you could do would be to wash your own goddamn dishes, to provide food. I have provided food, and they just fucking help themselves to it like it don't goddamn matter. It's like they just keep on fucking taking. Food is not cheap. And they're just fucking helping themselves to my shit. Like, it doesn't even matter. You would think that you would wash your own fucking dishes, help clean the house, turn the fucking electricity off when you're not goddamn using it. No, every fucking light in the whole goddamn house is left on like we can fucking afford that shit. No, that uses electricity, which, by the way, I can't even pay the goddamn bill because I don't have the fucking rent money to do it with. I mean, this is coming to a head right quick, and I'm telling you, if I don't have that fucking money in my hand by the 31st of January or the 7th of February, the shit's gonna hit the fucking fan. In fact, tomorrow will be Monday, and I have every intention of nipping this shit in the butt then. I don't care what I have to do it. If I have to have the fucking police come over here and remove these people, that's exactly what the fuck's going to happen. I don't care if they have to go stay at the Salvation Army or whatever. I'm not going to fucking live like this. My hands are completely fucking tied as far as paying my bills and everything else is concerned. Because they continue to use up shit and just help themselves to shit. And I'm not fucking living like this. You all know me well enough to know that I'm not going to fucking live like this. At any rate, I can't pay my house payment, which means my aunt is going to be fucking furious. Even more so than what she already is at me. People, I'm telling you what, these days of me being a fucking pushover are fucking over with. It's over with. If I've learned nothing in the past fucking week other than the fact that I'm too goddamn nice, whatever. At any rate, getting back to the point that I roll my own cigarettes, these people will fucking hoard shit. Like, they've had cigarette tubes and tobacco and all this shit, and I'm like, do you have a cigarette? You know? No. They have enough tobacco, from what I'm told today, to roll 2 cigarettes with. And yet they have no filters to roll the fucking cigarettes with. So I say, I have 2 cigarette filters left. How much tobacco do you have? And I was told that they have enough to roll 2 cigarettes with. So he has the fucking audacity to ask me for the goddamn 2 filters that I have left. Like I fucking still owe him something. Seriously. No. Alright. I was like, in response, I'm not fucking giving out my last 2 goddamn cigarette filters to you. Because he has the fucking audacity to tell me, well, since you have 2 filters left, I'll just roll a cigarette for me. One for me and one for her. And I'm sitting here thinking, I don't fucking think so. No. That ain't gonna goddamn happen. I'm sitting here without fucking cigarettes, only because my rent, or the rent has not been paid to me. And you're talking about taking care of you 2 motherfuckers? Are you serious? It blew my goddamn... I could not even fucking believe that he said that shit. Last week I had a potential renter who kept fucking around. I don't know what the hell is wrong with people these days. This dude just kept on fucking lying. I don't know what it is about Virgo men, because both of these guys are that. Gets on my fucking nerves. I cannot stand being lied to. Anyhow, this dude for almost a week was like, I'm moving in, I'll give you $100, I'll do this, I'll do that, and the other. Anyhow, my roommate decides that he's going to pop up and say, well, I'll go buy a bag of tobacco, and when this guy rents, I can get my $5 back. And I'm sitting here thinking, motherfucker, you owe me like 500 and some odd goddamn dollars for your rent. And you're talking about wanting money back? Are you fucking kidding me? Because I know I've got to be hallucinating. No, The point is, they don't wash their fucking dishes like they're supposed to be doing. The fucking sink last week filled up, completely up. And it was like I was expected to do it too. Of course, I'm going to get to the point where I don't want to see that fucking mess. It causes rats and shit and roaches and every goddamn thing else. I'm not dealing with that. So of course I won't end up fucking washing them, which is bullshit. Because if I was a fucking month and a half behind on my rent, I would do everything I fucking possibly could to help. Especially if it had something to do. If I would not fucking create a sink full of goddamn dishes. I would take out the fucking trash. Honey, that trash can will flow over into the goddamn floor before anybody here takes it out. Seriously. I'm not fucking doing that shit. I'm not gonna goddamn live like this. I own a house. I'm not trying to fucking live in a goddamn trailer. Or under a rock or anything like that. I do not fucking live like that. I do not deserve to have to be put in this fucking situation. And I'm not gonna continue to put up with it. As of tomorrow, some shit will be done. Because tomorrow is Monday. Today is Sunday. I can't really do anything about it. The mere fucking audacity of people to pull that bullshit is what makes this whole situation worse. Not to mention the fact my sister's in California for a week, which she's supposed to be coming back today. So I don't even have anybody to fucking talk to about this shit. So on top of everything else, last week I walked out to the laundry room. Actually, I walked out to the laundry room to put some dirty clothes out there. And I heard water, like, as though the washing machine was running. And I thought, it's like 7 o'clock in the morning. And there's, like, no way anybody would be washing clothes that early. So I opened the fucking laundry room door only to find that one of the pipes on the back of the fucking washing machine has exploded. And there's water going every goddamn where. Soaked the whole fucking laundry room. So I turn off that particular hose or pipe, whatever the hell it is, and we can continue to wash clothes, but only with hot water. Because that's the pipe that didn't bust. So get this. I walk out there this morning to put dirty clothes out there. Same fucking situation. Except this time, it's the hot water tube. So now, we cannot wash fucking clothes at all. I'm telling you what. I'm just I'm in fucking shock. I can't buy new tubes or hoses or pipes or whatever for my fucking washing machine because I have no goddamn rent money. On a lighter note, I'm going to talk to you guys about relationships and the ones that I have had to literally suffer through lately. Of any kind. It means friendships, whatever. Boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever. As my ex broke up with me on Christmas of this year. He gave me my fucking Christmas present and then pretty much just stomped off. I left. Broke up with me. Not that I give a shit because he was a fucking idiot to goddamn begin with. If you look back through my most recent videos, you'll see how fucking stupid this idiot was. Anyhow, I found out that this motherfucker was like talking to other women. Not that that bothers me tremendously, because I don't understand how anybody so fucking ignorant could, I mean, he's, Lord have mercy, I wish I could put a fucking warning flag on his forehead. But considering the fact that that can't happen, I guess I'll just have to deal with it. And so will these other girls he's talking to, whatever. They're fucking lost, you know, not mine. At any rate, took me like a month or so. I mean, over the past couple weeks, I've been talking to other guys, friends, whatever. Like for instance, the other day I walked up to the library, which I kind of like not being with somebody, and kind of like the fact that some of the, like my cable has been turned off, because it makes me more of a social person. I don't sit here in front of the internet reading or whatever all day long. I walk across town to the library or whatever, and I meet people. Everywhere I go, I meet people. I'm just a social butterfly like that. But anyway, I met this guy who was pretty cool the other day at the library. My point is, I put an ad on Craigslist, which I should know is a fucking mistake. And trust me when I say that it is. That is the worst of the fucking worst. If you're trying to meet someone online, my best advice to you is do not fucking do it. Half the time these motherfuckers don't even look like their goddamn picture, which infuriates me. I won't even answer my fucking door if somebody pops up and they're like, I'm such and such. No, I look out my window, honey, because it's right beside my front door, and I'm telling you, I will not even answer the fucking door if they don't look like their picture. I'll be like, I don't live here. That goes back to what I said in the beginning about me not liking to be lied to. At any rate, the ones who did actually look like their pictures, or better than their pictures, that I have permitted to come into my house, I'm telling you what, you meet these motherfuckers, and like for instance, some of them, this one guy wrote to me and was like, what's your address, I'll come over tonight, blah 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 blah. And this just happened yesterday. I was like, I'm not giving you my goddamn address, are you fucking crazy? I'm not giving you my address until you give me a phone number and we can talk on the phone and I know for certain that you're coming over. No. This motherfucker gives me a phone number, so I call him and he's like, well, I'm coming over there tonight, we'll hang out and do whatever, but I can't stay for very long because I've got a birthday party to go to. His birthday party was at like 7:30. This was like 5:30 whenever we were on the phone together. So anyhow, we make plans. I give him my address so he can come over and hang out. Does the motherfucker show up? Nope. Pissed me off bad. I called him and I was like, thanks for wasting my goddamn time. Then this other dude writes me with pretty much the same story. And he's like, well, call me, blah, 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 blah. So I call this motherfucker, and he hangs up on me. Literally. After he told me to call him, he fucking hangs up on me. So I write him a strongly worded letter back on the internet, And I was like, thanks for wasting my time, you fucking asshole. I do not like my time being wasted, and I cannot fucking stand for somebody to tell me that they're going to goddamn do something that does not get done. I despise that shit. I do not associate with those kinds of people. I do not care to associate with those kinds of people. And for future reference, if you tell me you're going to do something, it better motherfucking get done. When or soon around the time that you say that it's going to be done. I do not fucking play games at all. I don't do that shit to people, and I don't expect people to fucking try to pull the wool over my eyes and do that to me. Well, anyhow, there's two guys that I have met. This one guy that I met, I've been talking to him for like 2 years. Okay? So he came over here the other day to hang out. Little did I know he was driving his sister's vehicle. So apparently he doesn't have a goddamn car. He comes over here. We hang out, have a great time together. Super fun. He's been for 2 years, maybe more, trying to come over here and see me and hang out. And trust me when I say, I was like, no. Well, I was extremely bored this night, so I was like, okay, whatever, fucking come hang out. So he comes over here and hangs out, and we actually have a great time. And I was like, well, I wish I'd have let you come over before because you seem pretty cool. Tells me he's going to get his car back this past Friday. He was over here on like this past Monday or Tuesday or something. Anyhow, he's like, I'll have my car back Friday and I'll come over. So he said Wednesday. So I called him on Wednesday. Nope, still haven't got his car back. He said he was going to get it back on Friday. I call him on Friday. Still haven't got his car back. I'll come hang out with you. I should have my car back by Sunday. Yeah. So today's Sunday. And when I call him today and he tells me that he's not going to have his fucking car again, I'm going to tell him that when he does get his car, not to fucking worry about goddamn calling me because I'm not playing no fucking games anymore. I mean, that's what blows my fucking mind. Get your shit together. You know, or don't make up some fucking lame story. Or lame stories about, I don't know, I ain't fucking dealing with it. So anyhow, in the meantime, last week, I had this other guy come over. Actually, two. One's a fireman. He's talking all kinds of bullshit. And then I found out he has 2 kids. I wasn't thrilled about that at all. I love kids, but I don't necessarily want to take care of someone else's. I mean, goddamn, I'm already a fucking mom just living in my own house because I have to wash everybody else's goddamn dishes and clean the whole fucking house by myself. And I'm expected to do every goddamn thing and I'm not fucking doing that. It's not my responsibility to do so. At any rate, he's got 2 children. So I was pretty much like, he was like, well, I'll come back over and blah, blah, blah. Fuck, please, don't even go down that road. I don't want to hear it. No. Well, anyhow, there was another dude. Totally not my type, neither one of these other two. This other dude comes over here like twice. And we just hang out and watch movies and shit like that. And then he perches up and he's like, I'm horny. I was like, I don't know what the fuck you want me to do about it. I don't even know why the hell you're telling me. You've only been over here twice. So him, I've not heard from again since. And to be perfectly honest, I'm glad about that. For future reference, I do not fucking sleep around. So, and I even, when I put my ads on Craigslist or wherever, whatever dating site, I make that shit real fucking clear. I'm not a fucking whore. If you want a goddamn whore and you think you look that goddamn good, go find one. Because I'm telling you, half of these guys that I meet, I don't know. And like my ex, god damn. I don't know how the fuck he's talking to all these other girls. Because he is the biggest fucking loser I have ever met. Well, not necessarily the biggest one. But I'm telling you what, they run rampant around here. Fucking losers out of every goddamn corner. Anyhow, that guy I've not heard back from. I don't fucking care. I gotta enjoy these last 2 cigarettes while they last. Before somebody comes in here wanting one of them, and it ain't gonna fuck, they're not getting it. Hang on a second. Getting back to the point, I'm not a fucking whore and I don't goddamn sleep around. I have no fucking intention of doing that. At all. Apparently stupidity runs rampant because when I put that on my ads to meet people or hang out with people, they apparently cannot fucking read. I plainly put on my most recent ad, if you do not send a fucking picture, don't goddamn waste my time contacting me. And I don't want just one picture, I want 3 so I know what the fuck you look like. I do not want pictures of your dick because that does not tell me what you look like. I don't give a shit about what your fucking dick looks like. Send that shit to some fucking whore somewhere, not me. I want to see your face and your body so that I know when you walk up to my door who the fuck you are. At anyway, rate. These guys lately, they will send fucking emails without pictures. They'll send fucking ridiculous emails. I'm like, that shit will be deleted immediately if you send it to me and it does not include an attachment of pictures or a location or your age or some kind of contact information. You know, don't fucking send me these random goddamn... Oh my god, it is a fucking headache trying to meet anybody halfway decent over the internet. That's one of the reasons I'm glad my internet's turned off, because I'm not encouraged to do that. I walk around public so I can see what the fuck somebody looks like and I can approach them and talk to them person to person, which is a hell of a lot better. It's almost like applications these days. You cannot get shit fucking accomplished with these online applications. That's like one of these jobs I've applied for that I'm going to get. They keep telling me, you know, I applied for a position as a regular crew member at this particular place, and they tell me that they do not want to hire me as a crew member. They want to hire me as a manager because of my resume and my experience. I'm telling you what, the hoops that I have jumped through in order to get this job, I'm just fucking fed up with it, honestly. They're like, get online and apply for this and do this, that, and the other. Well, I can't get online and do that. Not now at all. But when I could get online, the fucking application process will not let me through because it uses my social security number or my name or something and refers back. It does not matter if you change emails or what. I have heard everything. Change your email. Change your account name. Change all this. Change all this. And I told them fucking repeatedly that it is using my name or it is using my social security number, and it will not let me sign back in order to complete this test again. So anyhow, they don't fucking listen, whatever. I'm just tired of it. If I get the fucking job, fine. If I don't, I'm not messing with it anymore. In fact, one of my girlfriends is ready to hire me back at a previous job that I had, which I don't really care to go back to, but in order to make money so that I can have things again, that's what I'm going to have to fucking do. Anyway, I don't even know what else to say, honestly. I think this video is going to be long as hell. I might have to split it up into a couple videos. But I can tell you one thing. There is this guy that lives in Colorado that I've known for maybe 3 months. And we talk back, or when I had a phone, we would talk back and forth on the phone. And he is like insistent upon moving out here. Okay, fine, dandy, whatever. So anyhow, we've become pretty good friends, but he has got the worst fucking attitude sometimes. I think he's bipolar, honestly. But he, like, since I can't rent this other goddamn room at all, I told him, I was like, well, you can come out here, and if things don't work out, then you're more than welcome to move into that other room, because I don't expect him to just, like, come all the way, drive out here this far. That's 1,500 miles, honey. That's halfway across the United States. I don't expect him to do that and just to throw him out. I would never do that. But I told him, if things don't work out, you can have that middle. You can just rent that middle room. When you get out here, I'll help you get a job and do all that. But Lord have mercy. He is a really sweet, cool guy, and we make good friends. But his attitude sometimes, I'm telling you, not to mention the fact he's like 22 years old. So, and I'm 36. I might not look it, but I am. I don't know how to deal with this whole situation with him, because the last time I talked to him, which was like a week ago when I still had a phone, I was like, "Are you still planning on coming out here?" And I was kind of hoping he'd say no. But no. He's like, "Yeah, I'm still planning on coming out there," and he's working, so when he comes up with like the fuel money to come out here, he's planning on fucking coming straight out here. And I'm like, oh my God, Well, anyhow, it's just too much, too fast. Even though we have been talking for like 3 months, that's a little quick for me to just let somebody move across the fucking country into my house, because what if he doesn't like it here? I don't want to get my emotions wrapped up in some shit like that, only to be completely disappointed. He could move out here and we could live together forever as the happiest couple ever, or be best friends forever, and he could stay here in another room and rent the other room or whatever. I don't know, but I don't care to hang my hat on coulda, woulda, shouldas. I want to know, like, factual. I guess I should just take a leap into the unknown and let him move out here and see what happens. But I don't care to get wrapped up emotionally with some shit like that, only for it to go sour. And not to mention the fact that with his attitude the way it is sometimes, I don't want to fucking deal with that. No, Because I'm telling you what, one minute he'll be nice as hell and the next minute he fucking snaps. And then he gets over it like I do, because I'm kind of the same way. One minute I'll be pissed and the next minute I'll be alright. But his is just, no, you don't expect it. Like with me, you have to pretty much provoke me to do something like that. With him, no. Anyhow, I don't know. I really like him, but he's young. In fact, the last time I talked to him, I was like, well, when's the last time you had sex? He was like, a week ago, I guess. And he was real shady about it, like he didn't want to fucking tell me, like it was none of my business. Well, first of all, I wasn't probing for information. I was just asking a simple question to see if he'd be honest about it, which he pretty much wasn't. Because that gives you insight into whatever relationship you're going to have. Well, anyhow, I was like, well, I'm pretty sure that it was a week ago that I had had sex. And trust me when I say that's the last time. And that would have been like a month ago that we had this conversation. At any rate, it was like around Christmas, so there you go, that was about a month ago. If he can't be fucking honest about that kind of shit, I've lived that. I'm not going to go through that shit again. With exes that are talking to other women, trying to set up fucking relationships with other women. And he keeps telling me, he keeps trying to reassure me, he's like, well, if I come out there, it's going to be all about you, baby. Just about you. And I'm like, for some reason, I don't believe that. If you can't even be honest about this girl you fucked, then you're not going to be honest with me at all if you come out here and you're fucking somebody else. And I'll be damned if that shit's going to happen in my bed. Because I know he don't have a damn bed. He's not going to fucking put a bed on top of his car and drive it 1,500 miles across the country. Anyway, I don't know what to do about the situation, but I guess over the next month, we'll see what the hell happens. At any rate, after all this bitching and moaning that I've been doing, there have been a lot of positive things about the past month, 2 months being the way that they have. I've met a lot of pretty cool people by walking around town and going out in public and being seen a little bit more. And I've gotten more exercise, which I love. Um, I've found creative ways to make money so that I can actually have things. Of course, over this past week, that's not happened. I would really like to have a fucking another roommate that pays their bills on goddamn time, but apparently that's not going to happen anytime soon. I'm telling you what, it's a tailspin, and I'm hoping the shit ends soon because I need some fucking results.